Right, welcome back everyone to Center Circle. It's been some time. I think we have missed week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. We are not make sure, ne? We are now looking more like Zifa, the unreliable. But yeah, it is what it is. We always try to bring the action to you every time. We've also changed our name. So when we did the first episode, when there was an extension, the Premier Soccer League was supposed to start during that week, and I remember bringing the news to you that it has been postponed, and it was going to start the following week. We used to call ourselves Zimbo. So we have since changed. Takaona zita rakangofanana nemamwe mazita taingoona. Then we thought, it might cause controversy, especially now. Zviri kuitika zvakawanda, copyright will be struck down, and mozongoona pasina hapana angova machira chete. So what we have tried to do now, we have changed the name of the show to Center Circle. So welcome to Center Circle. And what we are trying to do is to focus on the PSL as well. So there has been a shift on the focus of the show. So we are going to start with match day 4. Match day 4 yakatoitwa ikapfura, and there were some big games. For example, Chikenin played against Kariba. It was a goalless draw. Caps United played against RNL Movers. Vakomana vekumabhiswa nevakomana vemishonga. Vakomana vemishonga vachinowina 3-1 makepe bora. I always argue, I don't know, vanhu tinoona zvakasiyana. I'm of the opinion that kuti bora rinakidze paZimbabwe, handiti, kepe, Dimbare, neBoso, they must do well. Timu idzodzo dzikarova bhora ka mastadium anozara zvekuzara zviyazvi, ende timu idzodzo dzikasarova bhora remuZimbabwe rinopera. Tarisai Madrid kuSpain, tarisai Man U ikatanga kufaya ka, trust me, the Premier Soccer League iri kuita kunga iri kunakidza izvozvo, but inonakidza more Man U ikatanga kufaya. So you need those big players to win kana league ichizoita flourish. Then we had Chegutu Pirates playing against Green Fuel. Chegutu Pirates won 1-0. Simba Bora ichinowana 2-0 kuHwange. Simba Bora yanga iri pahome yakarova Hwange 2-0. Then Dimbare ikarova Bikita Minerals 1-0. I think Dimbare we are getting there. Because Dimbare ikatanga kuwina zvairi kuita izvi. Trust me guys. Bora rinonakidza. Was bora remuZimbabwe ndokuti Dimbare, ndokuti kepe, ndokuti Boss. I know FC Platinum has done well. They have a very good coach, Norman Mapeza. But bora remuZimbabwe team 3 idzodzo. Team 3 idzodzo dzikatanga kuwina ka. League inoenda kure. Ngezi yakanorova manika Diamonds 1-0. I think vakomana vengoda versus Ngoda. Handiti? Ngezi Platinum. Man, I think Ngezi Platinum. Ngezi yakanorova manika Diamonds 1-0. Boso Highlanders ichinorova vakomana veTel 1-2-0. So these are good results for the league. For the local PSL, when these big 3 teams are winning, these are good results. Because ndokunema supporter acho. My team 3 were Gaia halfway through the season. Neck on neck. Highlanders, Dimbare, kepe. Funga. Last 10 games, Highlanders, Dimbare, kepe. Zviri kudhonzerana. Munonditaurira. Muchanditaurira kuti amveso anga akataura anenge ane muti mukanwa. Kuti akaromba. Then Rendals yakanorwa FC Platinum 1-0. It's another good result for the league. We need FC Platinum to do well. We need teams like Ngezi to do well. I wish Yada would do well as well. Yada lost 3-1 to Bulawayo Chiefs. But matima akarongeka anofanirwa kuwina, because ngatimbowirira naye. Maybe controversial. Dimbare nekepe hadzina kurongeka timu 2 idzodzo, but timu idzodzo dzine vanhu. Satodzida kuti dziwine because dzine vanhu. Boso yakarongeka ende ine vanhu. at the same time. Then when you go to teams like Yada, teams like FC Platinum, teams like Ngezi Platinum, it teams in admin it is solid. Simba Bora as well, I think in an admin side it is solid. You need these teams to do well because they will bring our football into the modern age. Tinobva kumashure kwekunzi bhora rinonzi uri kutambira zita, uri kutambira sheti, uri kutambira muridzo. Players don't deserve that. So we need that blend. So teams like Ngezi when they are winning, teams like FC Platinum when they are winning, teams like Simba Bora when they are winning, teams like Yada, if Yada was to win, those teams bring new structure. Anadimbare vanovhurika maziso nana Caps. Ndo zvinoitwa Bora izvi. So if those 7-8 teams could do well, no shade on the other players, but if those teams could do well, then believe me, I feel Bora rinoenda kure. It's just a personal opinion. Then of course table yakamira in a Highlanders pamsoro, FC Platinum second, Bulawayo Chiefs third. It's still early days. Just 4 games played. But after those 4 games, you can already see what I'm telling you. Bora racho harizonakidze because Caps itori ku number 5. You see what I'm talking about? Over wanoona Dimbare iri ku number 9. Then ku team dzakarongeka unoona FC Platinum ende ndichatukwa nevanhu kana chiti team dzakarongeka mafungiro angu nemaonero angu people might differ maona saka munazo ndiregero but ku team dzandinofunga kuti dzine admin iri solid. FC Platinum, Highlanders is a very powerful admin side and in a supporter foot. Highlanders number 1. So on that side we are good. Was look at all the stadia in Zimbabwe. The EP1 stadium, Zara is really consistent. It's Baba Fields. My supporters Highlanders, my supporters Liverpool, my supporters Man U, my supporters Barcelona. To them, it's more than a game. It's a way of life. It's their culture. Supporting Highlanders is in the blood, which is the same with my supporters Dimbare. But because Dimbare iri kudyiwa, my supporters Dimbare hachaenda anongorwadziwa ari kumba. Kepe, I don't think ichitorine masupporter Capes. I seriously believe Capes isisina support. Controversial, I don't know, but I strongly believe my supporter Capes akapera kare akadyiwa nedzimwe team. So you have FC Platinum iri pa second, and then if you keep going down, like I said, wakutona Capes iri pa 5, which is not good for the game at all. After 4 games, Capes in a 6 points after 4 games. That is not good at all. They don't know that's a Highlanders, they are talk 10. So that gap will continue to widen. So Highlanders ne FC Platinum pane draw at 10-10. Then utona Dynamos itori kachana Dimbari. Itori ku number 9. Then Ngezi iri ku number 11. Then Yada number 16. Makes me wonder, did Kama Billiard make the right choice going to Yada? Yes, if you listen to episode 1, I'm strongly for Kama Billiard coming back to Zimbabwe. No doubt, 100%. But I hoped for him to come back and make an impact, So maybe I would have loved it if Kama Billiard would have come oenda ku team inotambira mu top 4. Team iro kana top 5. So that anobudo kupenya, because now if people are to attack him, I know the SA media it's not looking good. Nima pictures aembo budama first days ayaya, and then also local yacho, you look at that table, Yada in a 0 points after 4 games. That's one of the worst pictures you can ever look at. You know what I mean? And then they have one of the best players ever to play for Zimbabwe, Kama Billiard. Munhu akasvika pakupodza aita CAF player of the year. I think akatoita CAF local based player of the year pakawina Sundowns trophy in 2016. So that just shows you the caliber of that player. So imagine dai akaenda ku Highlanders. Imagine they are kind of FC Platinum. But then sometimes those managers maybe didn't want him in their system. But I think he could have added more value there. Okay? So the train is moving on. This weekend is going to be match day number 5. And kuchange kunema games anenge ariko. But before we go to match day number 5, how about I bring some news to you as well? Because on this show, we also want to give you some news, isn't it? So, one thing that got me shocked over the past few days was the news that Rufaro Stadium was now going to be suspended again, pending another inspection by this board, the First Instance Board. Okay? Inoita zvema inspections and certifications yema soccer venues in Zimbabwe. Okay, but this was devastating news. Rufaro Stadium, Rufaro yakafanana na Enfield, vari pakati pemarocation, yakafanana na Gwanzura, yakafanana na Old Trafford. Dzimbo dzega dziri pakati pelocation ndomune DNA yembare murufaro. If Rufaro is not operating, zvangofana kuti tavhara bus terminus yembare. Okay, and it has been closed since 2019. Ikazovurwa manje patamba kepe ne, I think kepe yenge yatamba nechiko. Was it Bikita Minerals? I'm not sure. Papavurwa Rufaro, somewhere there. And then ichibva yazovharwa futi. I'm not sure, but it's quite. My news ipapa mondregera news dzangu dzinogonanga dzisiri very accurate pakuti zviri kunyatsofamba sei zvichiita sei panyaya yerufaro, because the reports that I'm getting are so conflicting and so very much confusing. But I'm trying to look here triple week number 4. I need it. Yeah, it was Cape Yakatambane cheaper week number 4. Week number 4, Cape Yakatambane RNL move as Igawina 3-1. So my source might be a bit outdated, because my source is for the other week when Caps played against Bikita. And of which Cape Yakatambane Bikita this week, I think it was week 3. And yes, Paga winner Bikita Minerals 1-0. Do pane article ya. That's when my source was saying Rufaro Stadium was going to be suspended until week number 5. Okay? So what that literally means is mavenue in Zimbabwe ato show type up, and it was rural ma games arufana orowa mo Harare akwenda ku NSS. Is it functional? That's another question as well. I think I would need to do more research on that as well to find out if the National Sports Stadium is functional, because otherwise trukutoti ma team eko Harare adzokera ku situation ye since 2019 yekunzi mo Harare amuna ground rikutambika bhora, which does not make sense, isn't it? Was trukutaura nezve a 35,000 seater that has been open since 1963. Okay? And Yonzi aisku tambo bora because of my turnstiles angasiri kushanda zvakanaka. Sasa ma turnstiles ndozvisimbi zvezveka zvatinopinda tichipinda muground zvezve. Zvonzi because of zvisimbi izvozvo bhora harisi kutambika. Because of zvisimbi izvozvo bhora harichatamba, because zviri kuextenda maqueue, because vanhu havasi kukwanisa kukasika kupinda muground, which is what led the mayor, I think it was Jacob Mafume, mayor of Harare. He came out, I caught him. He was saying Rufaro is now being politicized. I think we are now entering into the realm of football politics. Perhaps the administrators felt Dynamos should play its home games at Baba Fields, not here at Rufaro. Or maybe Dynamos is naive not to use its home game, its home ground. Okay? The home for Dynamos is ready. if they are naive to be told that there is a toilet that is not clean and they cannot use the stadium, then they are being dribbled. I cannot help anyone who is being dribbled or who succumbs to being dribbled. Pakaipa. So inini, what I understand by that fact, because vanhu vari kutaura kuti venue haisi kutambika bhora ka, vanhu ve-first instance board. Vanhu ve-first instance board vakamirira Premier Soccer League. And it ndo vanozoadvisa Premier Soccer League. And I think maybe Zifa, I don't know the relationship between Zifa, PSL, need that first instance board. I know Ziamwe some comment section, and it's something that I can pick up at a later date as well. We can keep digging, isn't it, in real time? But I am assuming the mayor is saying the first instance board is dribbling Dynamos. Because Dynamos is being dribbled by these fake news. Panema 10 styles and when I did further research, I went on X, which used to be called Twitter. I just found an exchange between two people, very interesting. Mumwe angonyora agati Rufaro will not host PSL matches this weekend after concerns were raised over the lack of functioning turnstiles, which resulted in hundreds of fans failing to access the stadium for the Yada versus Dynamos match, and there was no access to clean toilets. That was another concern. And then another user responded, "Where did you get this from? Toilets?" And then question mark. "Other stadia have no water, and Rufaro has water and better public toilets than all the stadia in the country. It hosted 4 games, and only one game had issues. Advance tickets are sold the world over, and you want to sell tickets in an hour before." Then there were question marks. So what I also got from that exchange is that the first user was trying to side with the first instance board. The first user was saying, "Look, Rufaro ndangonzwawo news akangofana neni munhu angarongotaurawo zvaanzwa. Ndangonzwawo news dzekunzi Rufaro haichahoste magames, zviri kunzi zvisimbi zvaiva zvima-turnstiles zvavisiri kushanda zvakanaka, so pakaita maqueue, plus zviri kunzi pane matoilets anga asina kuchena." Then another user came and said, like, seriously? Is that what we are going to run with? Matoilets acho wakamaona here? Because kune mamwe mastadium muZimbabwe yese asitorina mvura, Rufaro ine mvura, and ine matoilets akatonaka kudarika mamwe mastadium yese. Yakahosta 4 magame, and 1 game, I assume iroro Dynamos neBigita, ndo rakaita ma-issues. Saka taakuti here, because of game 1 iroro, taakuti here Rufaro tatoikondema. That's what I got from that, And of course, these are just 2 users. Vanga vari kungotaura vari pa X platform, formerly Twitter. So let me know what you think about this issue here, Rufaro being suspended co-hoster. And by the way, this is a temporary suspension. So please let me know your thoughts. Is it politics at play or Joshua ground? Game red Dynamos ne Bikita. What are your opinions? Is this politics at play or pane Joshua Rufa now gadziriswa? Speaking of politics, let's go to other news. The Zimbabwe national team yamuva a few rankings after Norman Mapeza in the 4 Nations tournament, isn't it? So I remember, this is not the politics part. Someone would say, okay, speaking of politics, move away Zimbabwe by my rankings, politics, yacho tulotoyenza what as pa badarwa munero Zimbabwe they move up. Nah, nothing like that. There could be politics at FIFA, I don't know, but I can confirm with this is not the politics part. The politics part is going to come after this. Okay, so Zimbabwe move up by my rankings. Yakaenda ku 4 Nations tournament. ikatamba 2 games. Takatamba against Zambia, and then we played against another game against Kenya. And I think we drew 2-0 against Zambia. You remember that was before week 4, Castle Premier Soccer League. So we drew 2-0 against Zambia. Then we won 6-5 per penalty, and then we lost 3-1 to Kenya in a match that was filled with chaos. Okay, we lost 3-1 to Kenya. It was just an invitational tournament, Pama friendly days of FIFA. So Pama latest rankings, Zimbabwe move 2 places up to number 122. Okay, and but mu Africa tina kumova zvedu. Mu Africa tichingori pa number 33, and then Argentina, of course, ichingori kutopa iri pa top. And then mu Africa, the best team in Africa is Morocco at the moment. But that brings me to the story and who associate and politics. Not really politics. It could be football politics. It might not be. Remember, on this show, these are my opinions. These are not facts. So Norman Mapeza is back. No doubt in my mind that he is the right man for the job. But is he the right man for the job right now, given his circumstances, given the context? Okay, so let's talk about Brito. Brito came with Mourinho's blessing. Brito came with the blessing of the Highlanders supporters. Brito came with almost everyone's blessing, because Brito was doing very well for Highlanders. But by the end of the year, Basarara Topera, isn't it? Zifa Normalization Committee Chairman, I think on the Lincoln, it should be Lincoln Mutasa, akaita an indication at some point Yeguti Brito's contract was not going to be renewed. It was contract here Brito, when Zifa went into an agreement with Brito, it was tied together with his Highlanders contract, of which his Highlanders contract yengairi kupera mna December, and Brito was also given a Warriors contract yengairi kupera mna December. Ichinzi pano expire contract yake ku Highlanders, they will look into renewing his Warriors contract for the future. For me, that was already a red flag. I don't know why they entered into such an agreement. I'm not a lawyer. Maybe law that is not aura. But for me, it was a red flag. I knew it's a way out for Zifa, because akagumsira akuluza shiri zacho seziri to Brito. Highlanders, he lost that job, and then also he lost the Warriors job as well, because they were now talking about it. We need to apply to the Registrar General's office, boom, 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 boom. And then based on the results also which Brito had, he had in the World Cup qualifiers, I think he had 2 draws. But those 2 draws were very good draws, playing away from home, because we have no stadium which is CAF approved locally. We covered some of that in our first show, but I think we might dedicate one of our future shows to that topic again, of CAF approved stadiums if the issue persists. But Brito had to go. Okay, no worries. When Brito left, let's agree, not many people cried for Brito, but I remember you wrote a report where you raised certain issues, which we can get into at some point when we have more time. But he raised certain issues which he thought brought him back, like maybe booking accommodation at hotels which did not have football amenities, which did not have a gym, a football pitch. So he was like, if we're going to play away from home and you book us into a lodge, we need a lodge which can help us, to do some training sessions. So that lodge essentially should have footballing infrastructure for training. That's what he was saying, amongst other things. But fast forward, Zifa appoints Norman Mapeza as the interim head coach. But it's also one of those appointments which raises red flags, because I don't know what the contract is for Mapeza with the national team, but what I read in the newspaper was he has been appointed the head coach of the Zimbabwe men's national team for the upcoming Four Nations tournament in Malawi. So that is the tournament which I was telling you about, where we won one of the games on penalty shootouts and we lost the other one to Kenya 3-1. That's the tournament. So it seems his appointment was just for that tournament. Or am I missing it? Please put something in the comment section if I'm missing it. And if I'm right, please just let me know I am right, okay? I want to hear what you're thinking, okay? So that's that tournament I was telling you about, which was played in Malawi, I think, between the 18th and the 26th of March, okay? That's when we beat Zambia, and then we lost to Kenya, okay? Now, Mapeza, no doubt, he is the man for the moment, okay? He has been a national team coach before. He has also played for the national team before. And he is being supported by very capable coaches. Tekshua Chiragwi, who in his own right as well is the head coach at Ngezi Platinum. So you can see the team is strong. Look at Norman Mapeza himself, his credentials. 2007 to 2008, he coached Monomotapa. I think that's where he won the league. I will come back and talk about that title because to me, that title means more than all these other titles that he has won. In 2007, he was caretaker coach for the Zimbabwean national team. 2009 to 2010, he was also caretaker coach. 2011 to 2012, he was the Zimbabwean national team coach substantive. 2014 to 2019, he went to FC Platinum. 2017, Zimbabwe caretaker coach again. 2019 to 2020, he tried his luck in South Africa at Chippa United. 2020 to 2021, FC Platinum. 21 to 22, caretaker coach for the Zimbabwe national team again. 2021, FC Platinum. And 2024, concurrently, FC Platinum and caretaker coach for the Zimbabwe national team again. So you can see Mapeza is the gift that keeps giving. He keeps getting drawn into these situations where he has to serve his country. And he's doing it with pride. But is it the best way to do it? Because he is a man who is on another full-time job. One who will suffer surely. You cannot serve two masters at the same time. So he can do a good job at the national team, but maybe he could even have done better because his efforts are split. I remember just after that game, he came back to a Dow draw against, I think it was Tel1. I'm not sure which team he played with after that international friendly, after he came back from Lilongwe. That game, I'm sure if he had 100% attention on FC Platinum, he should be 12 points on the table, on the board right now. But it's possible that FC Platinum suffered because he was not there. So that raises the argument. Is Zifa saying they cannot find another coach who is not attached out there? Is Mapeza the only coach they can use? Is Mapeza the only coach available for the national team? I know he's capable. Like I said earlier, his win with Monomotapa shows who he is. Because it's like you take a club like Everton right now, you take a club like Luton, and you win the EPL with it. It's like right now taking Yada to or Green Fuel, you take them to win the PSL. That's what Mapeza did. Not many people can do it. I judge a coach usually by the things they can do that no other coach can repeat. These are Mourinho standards at Porto when he won the Champions League with FC Porto. I equate that as well with Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen, where he's, going to glory with a club that no one thought could do it. Zvangofane kuwina race uine tractor uchimhanya nemabenz. Vamwe vaine mabenz. That's what Mapeza did with Monomotapa. Not to undermine anything he's doing with FC Platinum, because so many coaches tried before him at FC Platinum. With all the money, all the resources, all the players, they were always falling short. I remember the Veremu header. I was there live at Mandava Stadium. Dynamos versus FC Platinum, neck on neck, Pasua time. Dynamos went to see glory. That's another coach we will talk about in another episode as well. Okay? But sticking to Mapeza, he went to FC Platinum and he changed things. And now they are a league title winning machine. Their only weakness now is in Africa. And the question is, do you think they need another coach who can take them further in Africa? Or it's a case of them investing more resources, bringing more foreign players, because at the end of the day, you see where we are, Zimbabwe as a nation, 122 in the world. Are we really a footballing nation, or are we just demanding a lot from our coaches? Food for thought, isn't it? So, other than that, this weekend's matches, I think, to wrap this up, this weekend is week number 5. A big game right there at Mandava. FC Platinum will be playing against Caps United on Saturday at 2 o'clock. That's at 3 o'clock. Forgive me for that time. That time is an hour behind. So FC Platinum will be playing against Caps United. Big game. Yada, I wish Kama Billiard well. Yada will be playing against Simba Bora. RNL Movers, Wakumana Bisho, will be playing against Bikita on Saturday. Greenfield will be playing against Ngezi on Saturday as well. Kariba will be playing against their Rentals. Wange will be playing against Tel 1 on Sunday. Dimbari will be playing against Blawayo Chiefs on Sunday. Manika Diamonds Ngoda will be playing against Chicken Inn. Then Iboso will be playing against Chegutu Pirates. My teams, I wish FC Platinum can beat Caps United. Then I would love for Nkezi to win. I would love for Dynamos to win. I would love for Highlanders to win. These choices are not based on the teams I support, but they are based on what the Zimbabwean, what Zimbabwean football needs. Zimbabwean football needs these teams to win games, for the spice, for that fire to come back. Matima akaita seBoso akatanga kuwina bhora, Dimbare akatanga kuwina bhora. Kepe kana Platinum chero yawina bhora, because dzese ndedzebhora, but handifungi kuti kepe ichiri nemasupporter. Amen. Yada ikawina for the sake of billiard dai Yada yawina, vanhu vanofambira billiard kustadium. So these are just wishes, and you know what they say about wishes. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Keep watching this channel. Keep subscribe if you can, and so that you can, whenever we drop an episode, we'll keep cooking. We'll try to be more consistent. Keep watching football, and keep watching Center Circle. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.